Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you guys are doing great. So, we started this year's ICC Men's T20 World Cup on 7th February, and today we're on March 4th. And today, the journey that started with 20 teams right now currently have got 4 teams alive in this tournament. And these 4 teams will be playing in 2 semifinals, and in the first semifinal tonight, we have South Africa taking on New Zealand in Eden Gardens. So before the match tonight, both the captains had their press conference yesterday, and both of them looked really confident and relaxed as well. So the thing that I liked about that press conference is that both the teams knew that what their opponents are going to bring into the play on the ground on tonight's match, and they are getting ready accordingly. So that was there, and one thing that I noticed that the cricketing vocabulary is getting changed. And if you are also following cricket closely, you will see that previously we used to say that we'll see a good game of cricket, but right now I think what we are seeing or what we are hearing, the captains, the players, the commentators, overall the cricketing system is also saying that we'll be putting up a good show. We are expecting a very good show. So it's not about real good cricket right now. It's about putting up a good show for the crowd, especially in T20. And also, and if you look at previously, we used to say that today this is a big match, this is an important match, and everything. So this is also getting changed right now. We are saying that this is a big occasion. So I mean, as the cricket is getting more commercialized, the vocabularies are getting changed for sure, and that is what we can see in what the modern day cricketers, the captains, and the cricketing system is saying right now. So, getting into this game, let's talk about the stats between the two teams. And I would say, in terms of white ball cricket, uh, South Africa and New Zealand faced each other 93 times so far, and out of these 93 times, South Africa won 55 times and New Zealand won 33 times, and there have been 5 times where there was no result. So clearly, in white ball cricket, South Africa is uh, the winner over New Zealand in terms of win percentage. And if even you break down the white ball numbers in formats, like for example in T20s, both these teams face each other for 19 times so far, and out of these 19 times, South Africa have won 12 times and New Zealand have won 7 times. So clearly here we can also see that South Africa is definitely ahead. And when I talk about the other format of white ball, that is ODI, in that case, both the teams have played 74 matches so far, and out of these 74 matches, South Africa have won 43 matches, and New Zealand have won 26 matches, and 5 matches have got no result. So clearly, in all cards in white ball cricket, definitely South Africa is strong contender than New Zealand while they are facing each other. So, what are the strengths that this South African squad uh, is having right now? I mean, getting into this game, this most important semi-final match against New Zealand. So, if you look at the journey of the South African team in this year's World Cup, they are the unbeaten team so far. So that tells you that they are on top of their form, and they have got a wonderful record because against New Zealand as well. I mean, in the last 5 T20s between South Africa and New Zealand, South Africa won 5 times. So it's been 5-0 so far for South Africa against New Zealand, and also in the group stages, we both know that uh, this South Africa and New Zealand were on the same group, and that was a group of death where we also had Afghanistan. And in that group stage match as well, South Africa defeated New Zealand. So that shows that South Africa is definitely uh, having the upper hand in terms of their recent T20 performance and also their recent performance against the Kiwis. Then if you look at the South African squad, I think they're getting a very good start. And their openers, Aiden Markram, then Quinton de Kock, Ryan Rickleton, all of them are into runs, and all of them are contributing in on different matches. And Aiden Markram is in prime form, and he has got the experience in playing in these conditions for a long time. So I think that is also helping him to score these runs and getting South Africa off to a flyer in the opening, or getting the top 2 3 batsmen. Even Deacock, I mean, Deacock has been playing IPL like so many years, right? So he also knows the grounds in India. He also knows about the conditions in India. So I would say both the openers and in fact the top orders are in prime form right now for South Africa. And then when you go down to the middle order, you have got the Killer Miller, and you have got brilliant young talented batsmen like Dewald Brevis and Christian Stubbs. So then you have got players like Marco Jensen, the tall, long player who can also clear the boundary. So that looks more like a sorted team, and that's why I mean this batting lineup is very dangerous. So that's South Africa's strength, and it's not only the batting. I mean, right now the way they have actually uh, formed a team. I mean, they have actually focused on their core teams, and I would say that they have got 8 9 core players who have been playing in all the matches. So that tells you that South Africa management is thinking that when you have got the right combination, and that combination, if it is working, that can take you far, and that is what we are seeing so far. Uh, in terms of the South African bowling, I would say that we have got bowlers like Rabada, we have got bowlers like Lungi Ngidi, then we have got tall bowler like, I mean, all of them are tall, but especially like tall bowlers like Marco Jansen on the team. Then we have got Corwin Bosch. So that's a very good, decent bowling lineup. But still, I would say that the batting lineup looks more fiery to me. But as long as we are playing in Eden Gardens and it's a night match, so based on the pitches or the conditions that we are seeing in recent past on Eden Gardens, I would say that the South African Pacers uh, will be lethal or should be lethal going into this match. So that is also there. And if I tell about the weakness of this South African team, then first what I find is that South Africa have been playing all their games in India for this World Cup so far, and I would say that as the match is in Eden Gardens, this is one ground where South Africa hasn't played. So that's interesting, right? So this team has never played in this Eden Gardens, so that's going to be something we will have to wait and see that how they cope up with this ground, even though they have been playing or in India for quite a long time. I would say even before the World Cup, they had the series in India as well. So that's there. And in terms of the team formation, if you look at the other teams, you see that other teams or most of the other teams have got a good balance of specialist batters, bowlers, and they also try to take all rounders who they can use according to the situations. On the other hand, when you take a look at the South African core squads, or the squad that they actually play in most of the games, and in that case, I would say that they are more focused on the specialists. So they have got specialist batsmen and they have got specialist bowlers. So what happens is that with specialist batsmen, you don't expect them to bowl, and for the specialist bowlers, you don't expect them to get any runs for you on the board. So if the bowlers don't uh, take things on, starting from the power play and so on, because we also know that the type of lineup or the batting lineup New Zealand has, and what destruction they can bring to their opponent. So that is going to be something to some extent worrisome, because we have seen that teams targeting one or two bowlers and just thrashing them down. And if New Zealand tries to target one or two South African bowlers, and then South African bowlers will be running out of options, and that will also put pressures on the other bowlers from South Africa as well. So I would say these are the two major weakness to me. But let's see what happens. On the other hand, let's talk about New Zealand. New Zealand is a very before the start of the World Cup, I said that India is the team to beat in this World Cup. Okay, fine. And if there are two teams who can beat India in this World Cup on any given day comprehensively, that would be South Africa, and the another one would be New Zealand. And we have already seen that what South Africa has done to India in the Super 8 stages. So, uh, and we have already talked about the strength of this team, the unbeaten form that they are in right now. So that is there. So if we talk about the New Zealand team right now, and I would say that this team even from the start looked like a very complete team, and they have played really good cricket. And yes, they lost against South Africa, and they also had a hiccup against England in the Super 8s. But apart from that, I think New Zealand also played good cricket. I would not say that they have put up a very good show, apart from one match, I think, where against Oman or some, I guess, where they scored, or they won by 10 wickets, and their opening partnership had a good run in that match. So that's how New Zealand has been. But what about their strength? First of all, I think if we look at both the squads side by side, then I would say that in terms of the match playing experience, New Zealand is slightly ahead, where their squad looks more focused on taking on players who have got the international experience or who have got more matches under their belt. So that's one thing, because you are playing in the knockout stages at this moment. So these are big games. So that's where the experience comes into play, I would say. And also, I mean, if you look at New Zealand's number against South Africa, and how New Zealand have always played in the ICC events, and I think in the ICC events, clearly in the knockout stages, South Africa reached in, considering the ICC events, I think South Africa reached the knockout stages for 6 times, whereas New Zealand, or 5 or 6 times, and on the other hand, New Zealand actually reached the knockout stages almost, I think, 9 or 10 times. So it's uh, almost double the number that New Zealand have been in this sort of crunching situation before. So that gives them some sort of edge. And another thing I would say that for New Zealand, uh, they're spinners, because when you look at the South African squad, they have got spinners like Keshav Maharaj, then they have got spinner like Linden. I think they will not be playing two of the spinners if they go with their usual squad setup, and they have got part-time spinner in Aiden Markram, their captain. On the other hand, I mean, if you look at the Kiwi side, they have got two good spinners and two world-class frontline spinners like Mitch Santner and Ish Sodhi. And if you know that in this subcontinent, the way the tournament progresses, and it actually helps the spinners going down to the end part of the tournaments or so on. So, I mean, there is a good chance. I mean, looking at both the spinners, I would keep the New Zealand spinners ahead in terms of their execution, in terms of their record and everything. So I would say that this is another strength for New Zealand. And in terms of the weakness, well, before the weakness, I think I would say I would love to add 1 point for the strength bit, because when the World Cup started, New Zealand's ICC boy actually was not performing, and batting in at number three is always a pressure, because you'll batting in the top order, you'll have to get the run so that your team actually gets a good launching pad as well. So that's why the New Zealand team was expecting uh, mm, Ravindra to perform, but on the initial matches he was not performing. But the interesting thing is that he has come up strong from the Super 8 stages, and the thing that was the weakness for New Zealand in the group stages, their ICC boy was not coming into the party. I think he has joined the party right now, so that's another strength for New Zealand. So for the weakness bit, I would say that they have played their last 3 4 matches, no, last 3 matches in Sri Lanka. All the Super 8 matches for New Zealand were taken place in Sri Lanka, so they are coming into India, and they are coming to India again, and they will be playing in Eden Gardens. And this New Zealand team has also not played in Eden Gardens for a long time, and I think they have played T20 in Eden Gardens like 2 times, and one time they have won and one time they have lost. So I think that's somewhat the stat looks like for New Zealand on this ground. So this is another thing to worry about the Kiwis. But I think if these are the weakness that I actually tried to figure it out. But starting from the beginning, I think these both of the teams like New Zealand and South Africa, they are wonderful teams, and especially the South Africa is having a very good run so far in this World Cup, and I would say that they are very much deserving to reach the finals of this World Cup. But from a New Zealand supporter perspective, I would say that their concern would be their openers right now, because whenever you're comparing Kiwi openers against the South African openers, I think the openers haven't fired up, and we know, I mean, their name actually represents what type of batsmen they are. I mean, how destructive they have been in this cricketing circuit, like Tim Seifert and Finn Allen. So I think if the openers gets it right for New Zealand, then it's going to be very difficult for South Africa. But we haven't seen that the openers are actually playing their part so far. This is one thing, and another thing is that I don't know whether Matt Henry would be playing this match today or not, because he had a leave. He went to New Zealand, and now flown back and joined the team yesterday. And let's see whether the team decides to keep him in the squad for tonight. But if I had the option, and if there is any chance that Matt Henry is not injured, then I would definitely play him in today's match. He has been performing really well for New Zealand in the T20 arena, and the aggression and getting the wicket in the early stages of the game actually helps the team to put more pressure on the opponent. So I would expect that Matt Henry plays today. If he doesn't, it might turn out to be a weakness for the Kiwis as well. So let's talk about the pitch, the condition, and the squad. There is nothing much to say about the squads. We know that both South Africa and New Zealand play their squads, or they have got a core 8 9 player squad who actually play in all the matches, and that's what we have been seeing. They have been managing their players' workload, leave, family emergencies very well so far. Let's see what do they have for tonight's game. So nothing to talk about the squads. Let's talk about the pitch and the condition. As I have said already, that this semi-final one is going to be played at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata. And in the recent times, what we have seen that there are some dews in the night games, and what the records and everything is saying so far is that if we take a look at the last 3 or 5 matches, I mean, in this year's World Cup, there were 7 matches to be played in Eden Gardens, and we have already had, out of the 7 matches, we have already had 3 night matches so far. And if you take a look at the night matches results, Team Batting Second actually have won the game. So, winning the toss, the team who would be bowling first, or I mean, the team who would be chasing, is more likely to win this match. So, for me, I mean, as I said, for me before the World Cup, there is only one team to beat, that is India, and if there were two teams who could beat India convincingly on any day, in my eyes, are South Africa and New Zealand. So, to be honest, I really, at this point of time, I would say that I don't want any of them to be in the finals. But I mean, just kidding. It's not going to happen, right? So, India will have to face, or I mean, if India wins in the semi-final tomorrow, then they will have to face either South Africa or New Zealand, and in that case, I think that final is going to be very very challenging. And as India makes it to the final, or if India makes it to the final, then I mean we'll see a wonderful game of cricket. The gallery will be filled. There will be hundreds and thousands of people on the ground. So that will be something that we'd love to see. So for me tonight, I think both South Africa and New Zealand are very strong team, but I will certainly keep South Africa slightly ahead. Yes, they are known as chokers. Maybe uh, they will choke, but fine. If you have seen these players who are playing in the South African squad, I think I'll stand by them because the performance that they have delivered, and I once again would love to say that their South African T20 league certainly uh, is helping these South African players to build their characters for difficult matches. And tonight it's a challenge for them. Let's see how do they do under pressure tonight, whether they choke or they actually beat New Zealand and make it to the final to be played on the 7th of March. So if I have to pick the player to watch out, I think that's going to be very tough for me because these two teams have got so many match winners, and these two teams are playing like teams. So there are times when one person is standing up for the team, contributing. There are times when someone else is standing up, contributing for the team. So it's more like a team game. So for me, I think it's difficult to pick. But if I have to pick, then I would pick from South Africa. There would be, I would say, Deacock, Miller, and Stubbs to watch out for. And from New Zealand, I would say the ICC event boy, Rachin Ravindra, and if Matt Henry is playing, in that case, Matt Henry and Glenn Phillips. And I think they are going to be crucial, or they are going to have good impact on this game. On the other hand, as I said, that New Zealand's weakness, the openers, you never know that whether the both the openers come into form tonight or not, or we get to see another beautiful innings played by Devil Brevis or Tristan Stubbs. Anyway, so in any case, I'm expecting a very good game, and obviously, I'm supporting South Africa because they are the unbeaten team. But maybe New Zealand can slide through and give it a hard time for the Proteas, and let's see what happens. But I'm rooting for South Africa, and prediction is that the toss is going to be crucial for this match. And if anyone wins the toss and actually bowls first, then he will definitely have a better hand winning this match tonight. But if you bat first and if you put 200 plus runs on the board on any given day, on any situation, it's a challenging score to chase, and especially in times of the semi-finals, if you put 200 plus batting first, then you'll definitely put your opponents in pressure. So let us know who are you supporting tonight for this game, the semi-final one. Is it going to be South Africa or is it going to be New Zealand? So let us know in the comments and have a nice day.